What does it take to keep the roads and transit system functioning for our existing population? As our region is expected to grow by over 1 million people in the next 24 years, what will it take to expand our current system to meet our region's growing needs? These are some of the questions facing our region and SACOG, the Metropolitan Planning Organization for our 6-county, 22-city region, as we plan for the next update of the Metropolitan Transportation Plan. SACOG as a public agency is tasked with planning for changing transportation needs for today's population and new residents in the years to come, including prioritizing how to best use more than $35 billion to make the best use of our transportation system, building consensus among all stakeholders, including public agencies, residents, businesses, and community stakeholders across the region. The federally required Metropolitan Transportation Plan, or MTP, guides how transportation funds will be distributed to our 6-county region and will be spent in our local communities. It must be based on how we are reasonably likely to grow, how much funding is reasonably projected to come to our region, and what the impacts are on air quality. The MTP for 2035 was the first transportation plan for our region to be developed from the blueprint, the collective smart growth vision for our region. Residents from across the Sacramento region came together through dozens of community workshops to help develop a vision for how our region should grow in a way that preserves quality of life in all communities. Over 2 years, the Blueprint project involved more than 5,000 participants. In 2004, city and county elected officials on the SACOG board unanimously adopted a preferred growth scenario for the 6-county region out to the year 2050. The Blueprint focuses on creating high-quality communities and neighborhoods through a balance of land uses, a range of housing choices placed near to where the jobs, shopping, schools, and other elements of our daily lives are located. This land use, combined with certain kinds of transportation improvements, will give people more choices in taking transit, walking, bicycling, carpooling, and taking shorter automobile trips. Local governments across the 6-county region are adopting updates to their general plans influenced by the Blueprint. The preferred growth scenario for the region was largely the base map on which the MTP planned transportation spending on all forms of transportation in our region. Since 2008, SACOG has also undertaken the Rural-Urban Connection Strategy, looking at how to make our rural areas economically and environmentally sustainable. An essential part of sustainable rural areas is the preservation of open space and agriculture land. Making up some 40% of the region, productive agricultural land is present in all 6 counties in the region. Preserving the natural environment is as important to quality of life as clean air, affordable housing, and transportation. The MTP update will include changes in projections for population growth and transportation funding. Together, we need to look at how to equitably invest in the highest performing transportation projects for our region's economic and environmental health. The current MTP was developed through multiple community workshops, engaging 8,000 residents of our region between 2006 and 2008. SACOG updates the MTP every 4 years to update economic changes, population growth, and other changing conditions. The MTP is now being updated, maintaining the principles identified from 2006 to 2008, but reflecting changes in the economy and slowing population growth. To do this, SACOG is measuring how different options perform, organized around principles. Efforts to update the MTP began last spring with focus groups from a diverse mix of stakeholder groups and will continue with community workshops, informational meetings, and public hearings before final adoption of the MTP update in December of 2011. Residents will be asked to look at 3 future scenarios of the region that show different ways to spend transportation dollars. The 3 different scenarios developed by SACOG staff reflect technical analysis and computer modeling of the feedback from local and regional agency staff and policymakers. We will ask you to consider how to spend transportation funds with consideration to current and future land use trends, equity, economic growth, and environmental health. One thing we know for sure is that if we keep growing farther and farther apart, no transportation system, no matter how smartly constructed and how much money is spent to build it, will make it possible for people to conduct their daily lives without more and more traffic, more time away from families traveling, more money spent on gas, and more air pollution. There isn't one solution to our transportation needs, even with us having shared goals. We've seen unexpected changes to employment and the economy in our region since the MTP was adopted in 2008. As we work on updating the MTP today, we know that preparing for the future means preparing a plan with many transportation and housing options for the diverse needs of all of the people for our region in a future economy. The objective is to build a high-quality transportation system that best reflects the desire of our residents, enhances the small town feel of our communities within the region, provides transportation options for our shared needs, enhances goods and freight movement to support our economic health and growth, and that benefits businesses and consumers through access to our regional amenities. Representatives from cities, counties, and SACOG are listening to what you have to say.